The composition and extension of the party, the growth of its ranks, and the steeling of its members must be one of the most serious issues for all party organizations. It always has to be shown quite clearly that the party work in general, and especially the admission to the party and the problem of its growth, is a thing of great responsibility, about which many factors have to be kept in mind. Political, ideological, organizational, economic ones, as well as factors concerning one's awareness. In such delicate issues, a cut and dried, formal performance of instructions or existing rules is as harmful as the negation of all rules and instructions, like in anarchist or spontaneous tendencies. We must not become slaves of predetermined structures, but on the other hand, we are unable to do without correct, revolutionary structures, renewed and animated through struggle and experience. The admission to the party follows the terms of the party statute and the rules issued by the Central Committee according to specific instructions. It happens that people join the ranks of the party who do not yet hold all necessary characteristics to be a communist or who are not worthy of that name. Often such qualities like character, morals, and the personal behavior of the candidate, their readiness to make sacrifices and their political maturity, their ideological level and revolutionary spirit, as well as their connections with the masses, etc., which should be the main requirements, are not considered at all. The basic organizations leave the judgment and the serious rating to those who issue the recommendation. Finally, the same carelessness dominates during the probation time of the candidate. In fact, this is very often a probation time in name only. The candidate is not bound up in any specific systematic revolutionary activity, and therefore they see themselves as a member of the party from the day on which they have been accepted as a candidate. Only the color of the envelope of their membership register makes them any different from a party member. It has to be said that such a normal procedure is revolutionary, neither in form nor in content. The party needs new blood, but pure blood. The party has to be strong, especially regarding quality. Therefore, we should not seek quantity. The candidate is expected to give top priority to their work, keep discipline, show bravery and readiness to make sacrifices, as well as determination to defend the party line, to be closely connected with the workers and peasants and humane towards their colleagues, that they are severe against themselves, their flaws, and their mistakes, and fights them. The Central Committee of the Party of Labour of Albania is of the opinion that the candidature should last 2 to 3 years, depending on the candidate's character of work and their qualities. To put up higher requirements for the admittance to the party should in no way be understood as closing the doors of the party. The party will close the doors to class enemies and to those unworthy of joining, but its doors are open to all children of our heroic people, to all those who want to dedicate their lives to the great cause of the revolution and of Marxism-Leninism. The party organizations and committees not only have to pay attention to the task of upholding the purity of the Party of Labour of Albania and to its qualitative consolidation in connection with new admittances, but also with regard to the further steeling and educating of those communists who are already fighting in the ranks of the party. The members of our party have to be true to the teachings of Marxism-Leninism, to the party and the people. This means that they always have to be revolutionary and upright fighters for the defense of the purity of Marxism-Leninism, determined till their deaths to serve the party and the people at every moment and in every situation, ready to commit every sacrifice which might be asked from them in the name of the interests of the revolution and of socialism. Communists have to show an iron and conscious discipline as well as a strong will to enforce the party line, the laws, and the preservation of the morality and customs of our people. But this does not mean that they have to apply the received instructions in a mechanical way. A communist has to approach their work in a creative way. They have to delve into the concrete ideological and political core of the concrete party resolutions, respectively state laws, and has to organize their activities, depending on the circumstances under which they work, in such a way that those resolutions are enforced and applied successfully. The members of our Marxist-Leninist party have to be aware that the party affiliation will not and cannot earn even the smallest personal privilege. Party affiliation only brings big, difficult, and responsible tasks with it. Who holds a different opinion, who seeks to ensure privileges for themselves, their family, or somebody else by the medium of the membership register, no matter if those privileges are of material or moral nature, does not deserve the great honor to be a member of the party for even a single moment. A communist has to be connected closely to the masses, to listen considerately and respectfully to their voice, to live and work with the masses, to feel their pulse and know their sorrows, to head and lead the masses. They have to be an unforgiving enemy of a cocky nature, arrogance, addiction to domination of others, favoritism and nepotism, of any kind of underestimation and scorn for the masses and their work. They have to fight bravely against everybody who reveals such tendencies to damage the interests of the workers, the party, and our socialist state. A good and consistent member of our party is one who always keeps the class struggle in mind and enforces it without hesitation, outside of the party as well as within its ranks, by firmly relying both on the basic principles of Marxism-Leninism and the party line. They have, after a correct dialectical analysis, to be able to differ between good and bad, the dangerous and the less dangerous. They have to understand how to use the most appropriate methods of convincing and persuading others, and lastly, of using force. A good and revolutionary member of our party is one who wins the trust and love of the people by their actions and behavior, who teaches and saves those who are erring and strikes with the utmost hatred against those who are incorrigible and socially dangerous, against the enemies of the people and the party. Every communist has to acquire a truly revolutionary vigilance to ensure the party line and the purity of its ideals. A member of the party has to be characterized by the highest sense of justice, by the purity of their conscience and actions. They have to be strong in their principles, and they never must hide their flaws and mistakes, but criticize them themselves without waiting for others to expose them. Only in this way are they able to effectively criticize the mistakes of their comrades, exercise vigilance, and improve others through their purity and their just struggle. A revolutionary communist has to fight with the utmost conscientiousness in the place where the party puts them and where it needs them, always putting public interest above all. They must never give in to an unsound situation which was caused by the incorrect conclusions and enactments of any party or state authority, just as they must not give in to the mistakes or despotic acts of any functionary. Those characteristics, which are embodied in the majority of our party members, have to become a second nature to all Albanian communists. Without this, the revolutionary spirit of our party cannot be protected, and one cannot speak of revolutionizing life in our country. Therefore, the whole attention of the party committees and the basic organizations has to be aimed at the constant steeling of the communists. The party organizations have to be very persistent, especially in this regard. Consistent revolutionaries have to be educated in the ranks of the party's organizations and have to act as determined communists so that they fully earn the honor to be members of the Party of Labor of Albania. The right way for steeling the party members is their most active participation in the construction, their insistent and constant work on their political and ideological education. The consistent revolutionaries will stand out and grow in their daily work and struggle, in the revolutionary enthusiasm of the masses, in the effort put into the enforcement and the defense of the party line, while on the other hand, the half-hearted will drift to the surface. those who look for a quiet place to live in the dream world of the past, those who gloat over the past and therefore demand privileges, and in the end, those will drop out who entered the party without justification or by mistake. The party has to give everyone what they deserve. The first have to be supported, encouraged, educated by the party so that they will advance. The party has to stand by the second in a helpful way and open their eyes so that they will see in what a bad situation they are. It has to clarify that their situation is not compatible with the responsibilities and the role of a revolutionary. It has to take care that they leave this swamp as soon as possible, rise with regard to the general revolutionary enthusiasm, and side themselves with the first ranks of the most outstanding fighters. The third have to be thrown out of the party. They are unworthy to be part of its ranks. In the struggle to improve their quality, the party organizations have to pay special attention to those party members with long-lasting fighting experience. This is a great treasure of the party which must not be wasted, but guarded jealously. The party has to work with those people too, has to educate them, so that they will forever stay consistent revolutionaries until they die. Even in the last days of their lives, they are supposed to struggle bravely for the cause of the party with their remaining energy, even though some will be amongst them who will grow old physically. This is a natural law, but for us communists it is also a law, and it will stay a law that we will mentally remain revolutionaries until the very end, until our deaths, and also fight as such. The party must not evince its care for those comrades by pampering them, but by protecting and mobilizing them to constant revolutionary action. The party has to truly honor and love those comrades for their actions, but it must in no way allow that those who have such a brilliant past in the party become parasites, self-important and arrogant people who demand unlawful privileges for themselves and their families. This is a dangerous thing because it creates a privileged class with petty bourgeois remnants within the party which are alien to the proletariat and its ideology.